bad doing it in the backyard. Painted a few cars before, and I probably wouldn't do this colour out in the backyard, at least not with some good coverage on perfect days. But today was sort of overcast and a tiny little bit of a breeze. It's sort of perfect, and it's all good to prime like that because you're standing all back anyway. So looks better, looks pretty whack with these wheels on it, but obviously that's all going to change. But so far so good, like it's starting to line up. This has all come out pretty nice, like the blends look good. You wouldn't even be able to tell. All this, you know, this was all separated here. Obviously all this bit's new. That's pretty well blending in there nice. This line looks alright. This all looks pretty good. Yeah, the skirt sitting on it, pretty good. It's all just sort of roughly on at the minute, so a few bits aren't fully right. But tomorrow night I'll get it together properly and start blocking it back, and then once that's all done, sort of sand it all up properly. But all of this is coming up nice. So obviously this was all split here before, cut open. This was a vent. Yeah, so it's changed a fair bit and it's still coming up pretty good. This is all come up alright. So the damage all looks pretty good there, and shaving off the old rotor emblem that was in the back. These little corners actually don't look too bad now that it's all the same colour. Like, it's not super nice looking, but once a diffuser's coming, you know, a flat panel down here and the diffuser's coming out this way, you know, it'll all make sense and you won't really notice it in there anyway. And what I'm probably going to do is from this line here up and around is paint that black, so that just disappears and you just get the white kind of wrap around the corner. Yeah, so you can now start to see the shape of it, the fatness. Obviously it looks pretty crazy with these. These are 9.5 plus 38s, going to an 11 plus 18. So it sit out like another 40 mil with a much bigger tyre as well. The cap's just sitting in there, but now you can see that and how that's all going to come together. So I've just got to do a tiny little bit of tidy up, and then once I actually screw it in, it will sit in the right spot, and then I can play with the latch and that to make sure that it's sort of sitting flush and sand it over nicely. And I think once that's all white, that'll look good. Yeah, the skirts probably look nicer than what they really are. No, not terrible, but these are sort of temporary anyway. Like, I want to change the design, something I'm thinking about up the front, and potentially what I'm going to do on the side, just doing it flat, sort of straight down from here, so chopping this whole section off and just having it as a box. But yeah, time, right? Just want to get it done at the moment so it can get out and we can just test everything else, the guards and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, a little bit to sort of work out here, so I've got to extend that. I'll glass it. Actually, like, fiberglass is good for that because bog's more likely to chip off. So what I'll do is actually just fiberglass from the back, you know, lots of resin, and fill it up, and then I can just grind it back to where it needs to be, and then it's really solid. Yeah, but it's looking alright. It's looking pretty fat. Also, what else did I do? The side lights. Let's quickly find those. Where'd they go? I've got stuff everywhere. It's still on my heading. Oh yeah, so these guys. Definitely still want to run these, because I'm going for that whole RX8 vibe and try not to change it too much. Like, obviously it's still going to look, you know, with all of this going on, but yeah, so I cleaned out all behind here and these lights themselves as well, to make sure that they're all going to sit really nice, like the reflector. Will sit in there, it will silicone in basically. Once I've done it, it will stay in the bumper, so that'll look sweet. Once it's white, that'll look really good. And then likewise with the vents, where are we at? Wrong side. Let's grab this one over here. Right, so what I want to do is I'm actually going to have that sit in like that. Right, so that from the side, completely side on, it'll basically look factory, the factory vent. but then you can see you got old mate there. So that'll be what am I looking for? Mesh, old black mesh that. So once that's fixed in, then I'll basically have mesh from here across to there to fill that hole there. So same deal, like when that's white, that vent will look really nice, because then this kind of looks like a factory guard, just fat, which is what I'm going for. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Exhaust has come out pretty well, so this I had to extend it quite a fair way, obviously, because of the skirt. I've cut that out quite a bit because I want really good clearance around those tips. Obviously, it gets super hot, and then I'm going to make up a steno plate. So I'll do it probably a couple of inches past, you know, sort of 50 mil, bend it all around, have it rivet into this skirt, and then I may do a couple of holes in the skirt above it, just to vent it. But yeah, it's all horrible in there. Yeah, so that's something that we've got to keep an eye on. Chris Donnelly recently at the National Sports Sedans had an exhaust shield, heat shield, fail. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I should ask him, but yeah, it fell on the exhaust, and the exhaust was super hot, and then it caught the glass, and up it went in fire, and it was a big fire, big one in the back of the car. So luckily he got it into pit lane and they put it out, but yeah, it's still just a shitload of damage. So yeah, again, fire's something that I'm very wary of. So whatever's got to happen around that skirt to make sure that we don't, you know, transfer heat into anything that shouldn't be hot, we'll do. I've already put heat shielding all through the seal section. There was already some there, but that will burn off in the first race meeting, probably due to the exhaust issue. So I've redone all of that, and yeah, now it should be alright. So yeah, tomorrow night I'll get into it, I'll start blocking it back, and then hopefully we're off to paint this weekend. So sort of not running out of time, but it's going to be fine to get to the next round and have this all back together nice and get time to go and wheel on it again properly, and new spring rates and a few other things to do as well. So lots going on. Yeah, let's get into some sanding and then get some colour. Morning. It's probably not morning when you're watching. It is right now. Had a late night as well, packing the car up, getting it all back together and getting it on the trailer. Everything always takes so much longer than you wanted it to. Yeah, so I'm heading down to the paint shop now, so get some footage while getting paint on it. It's looking pretty good. You could just keep going forever. I could do a whole nother skim or another high fill at least and block, and you know, fix up tiny little things that I found and lines that aren't quite perfect and whatever, but like, where do you stop with this stuff, you know? And you can see how restorations get so out of control and take so much money, so you can just keep at it. And it just keeps getting better and better and better, but you start sinking heaps of hours into such little details. So yeah, so I'm gonna go pull up at the shop and unload, and we're gonna use 2 different booths today. One for the car, and the rest, all the panels in another booth, so we can get through it really quick and make sure I've got my paint on me. I need to check that. And yeah, see how we go. Cool. Right, I've been flat out just getting the car apart, getting it into the 2 booths and masking everything up. That's a painful part of the job. Doing all the masking, and then a couple of tiny little details that I noticed with it all back together, just little pinholes and things. Steve, my mate, who's helping me paint it, we've just done a few little touch-ups and gone through that. So now he's in there painting away. So yeah, we'll jump in and have a look at the panels, and then go have a look at the chassis, which is next door in another booth. That's just so we can pump it out really quick today when I sort of be done by lunchtime. So paint it all, it'll take an hour or so with the fast hardener and the 2 booths heated, curing and doing their thing, and then we'll bolt it all back together and get on the trailer and be home for a late lunch, I reckon. So pretty good. Let's go and have a look.
The first 2 boats are pretty simple.
Dude, they came out sweet.
Yeah, it was nice.
This is Steve. Nice. Skirts. Considering I didn't put much time into the skirts, they look alright as well. Hell yeah. Boom. Nice one. Master doing his job. Get out of the booth. Oh, trying to shut the door. And use this. Lock myself in. So, quick explanation, because I don't really know either. I'm assuming they're all tinters.
Yep.
Yeah. So you get a colour, and then it says put X amount of that in, yep. X amount of that in.
Doing my weight.
Yeah, sweet. Nice one. Prep bench. Try and block out the boobies. Projects in here. Booths obviously take up a shitload of space. Hence not everyone's got them. Pretty large. Obviously double doors, just roll your whole car in. The car's next door, so we've actually got the body with crisping over there, so I'll show you that in a bit. Yeah, cool little paint shop. Thanks Mars and Cars, letting us use it. Good stuff. Some Porsche fenders. So what's it do? Air comes out from the top?
Yeah, it comes down.
Through they're filters. And then it gets sucked in the floor.
Yep, and then
it gets sucked out underneath the floor. Stop all the overspray. Oh, you remembered the fuel cap?
Yep.
My cut down cap. Sweet. Stand over here.
Gonna mix up some more.
It's coming out pretty bloody good. Should quit my day job. It's gonna look nice. In the booth. Feels pretty warm. It's obviously just making everything dry. We've got like a fast hardener, so two pack, so 2-part paint, which normally has a hardener, so sort of 1 to 4, but you can run a fast hardener and that will just speed up the process. Yeah. Okay. About as good as what the factory stuff was and how the bars were before, so pretty happy with that. but masking up was a pain. I probably could have taken some more bits off, but we got to mould it anyway, and then there'll be some more work there, but this was an easy way to do it for now. Just paint a little bit into the jam. This stuff, by the way, crocodile skin, so good. It's just like it's big enough to do a full wrap of the car, but it's static, so as soon as you put it on the car it sticks just a little bit, and so you can easily like drag it all around and it just sticks to the car like this. So good. Get yourself some crocodile skin. Nice. So Steve will just do a light prime over the top just to make sure it's all good, and then we'll get colour on. All the stuff's done, and then we just sit and bake. So he was just telling me, this is the same style booth as next door, but he was just telling me they crank it up to like 60 something when they bake it. So once it's all finished and we step out, they'll dial up the heat, and yeah, that'll just get the paint nice and hard, nice and quick. These are done.